nominations and elect a chairperson for the year. So do we have any nominations for chairperson from the 4 people that are present? Glory, do you want to grab the mic next to you?
This is Glory Cancrow. I'd like to nominate Stephanie French as the chairperson.
We have a second?
Yeah. This is Josh Gonzalez. I second that.
Okay. Any other nominations? So nominations are closed and unopposed. So I guess Stephanie is our current president, chairperson, sorry. Arts Commercial.
I'll make her president.
So I'm going to turn the floor over to Miss Stephanie now.
Wait, does she have to accept? He's like, wait.
So yeah, I because of my unexpected travel to Colorado, I don't have a printed agenda in front of me. Does this go into effect immediately, or is it our next meeting?
It's the first meeting of the year, so welcome to the hot seat.
All right, well.
So now you can open up the floor for vice chair.
Okay. Yeah, so I would like to open the floor for nominations for vice chair.
We can table it to the next meeting if you'd like, since nobody's nominated. If you want.
Okay, yeah, let's table it.
Are you interested?
I don't know what that means.
So could you explain more what that means?
What responsibility?
Yeah, the responsibilities for vice chair.
So basically the vice chair is going to act in the place of the chair should the chair not be able to attend a meeting and or give any presentations, basically as the backup to run the meetings.
Our new bylaws has an explanation, if I can find that document.
I did send it out in an email at the end of the day, or earlier in the day today.
So the role of the vice chair, according to the bylaws, says assume the powers and duties of the chair in the absence of the chair, assist as requested in the performing of the duties of the position of the chair, and succeed the chair, assuming powers and duties if the chair vacates office prematurely. So that is it. Josh, would you like to be considered?
Sure.
Okay, I would like to nominate Josh to serve as our vice chair.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, great. So I have to brush up on my Robert's Rules of Order. So if I could get a little assistance on the transitions, that would be great.
So then it's just, if there's no one else running, then Josh automatically gets the role since there's no voting needed.
Okay.
Because it's unopposed.
Okay.
And then next on the list is roll call. So.
Okay.
Commissioner Cancrow.
Present.
Chair French.
Present.
Commissioner Sorrow Williams is absent. Commissioner Sell is absent. She did let us know. Commissioner Deckman also is absent and did let us know. Vice Chair Gonzalez.
Present.
Commissioner Yanez is also absent. Commissioner Wolford is absent but did let us know. Commissioner Turner
Present.
and Commissioner Munson Merritt is also absent.
Okay.
Louise Albright. Louise Albright is absent.
She resigned.
Oh, she resigned. Okay. Were you able to get a hold of Yanis?
No. No, Yanez and nor Melissa Munson Merritt are excused this evening then. Unless you've heard from them, Glory.
No, I didn't.
Okay. So, moving on to approval of the minutes from the meeting of November, is it the 15th, 16th? Back to my, has everybody had a chance to review those and approve those?
What do you say? We approve the minutes? Or second?
Do we nominate to a motion? Do we motion to approve the minutes?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I motion to approve the minutes from November 16th, 2022.
Approved. I motion to approve the minutes. Or
So Josh made the motion. We just need a second then. So I don't think as chair,
Okay.
and Stephanie as chair. Yep.
I second.
Okay.
Well, then you just have to call the vote. So all in favor.
Okay. Aye.
Unless Glory's against.
Here we are. I'm sorry. Did we approve? Are we vote? Did we vote?
you have to call the vote.
So Stephanie, you have to call the vote.
Okay. Let's vote
Oh,
on approval
All
of the
in
minutes.
favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? No. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, this is tough from here. I'm not.
I imagine.
Okay. So next is the correspondence. David, do we have any correspondence?
I have received no correspondence this month or the previous month.
And any citizen comments? A negative. There's no citizens in attendance.
Just a reminder that every month we have the opportunity to submit articles to Julie Kissick in the Lake Taps Living magazine. So she sends out an email every month. I think the deadline's the 7th of every month. And she usually provides a whole half a page for us with color prints. That's always an opportunity for shout outs or anything.
Who currently receives those emails?
I do. I kind of thought she was sending it to everybody. No.
No, I haven't.
No, I don't receive it.
Oh, I'll write her and ask if she can CC you, Stephanie.
Okay.
Or do you want me to ask if she can CC the whole commission?
I'm fine with either. I can take the point on that.
Yeah, because she'll take, she's happy to write up anything from any of us. It's just good to have on our radar, knowing that, any promos for the gingerbread house contest or anything we're doing, and it gets out to quite a few people. So
Okay.
So it's Lake Tap Living. She does, as well as the one that covers Sky Island. So it's Bonney Lake. It's called the Bonney Lake something.
Okay, yeah, that'll be a great resource. And she, just so I know, does she interview the individual and then she writes the article, or does she want an article submitted?
Well, a couple different things. So they have like a featured resident where they'll like feature a family on the front of the magazine. And that's a whole, they bring a photographer out and they interview you and everything. But for her monthly submission, it's just, I just email her a little article, send a couple pictures, and it's super easy. She just writes it up.
Okay. All right, thank you. That'll be great. Next on our agenda is old and continuing business. One
last thing. So she's always looking for families to feature or individuals. Because she, runs out of people sometimes. So also if there's a, arts related resident that's in those, she can specify the boundaries of kind of where she's looking at. It's a great way to also feature residents. So sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Did I get it? Okay, so I was actually looking at the wrong agenda. So we are, the work plan. David, I actually just emailed you about 10 minutes before the meeting, the most recent work plan that I created. This time, instead of a link, I downloaded the file and just sent that Excel spreadsheet to you, just for reference. I'm not sure that we necessarily need that to guide the discussion, but that's available to be distributed if you like. So the work plan is on the agenda to discuss for 2023. At our last meeting, we talked briefly about taking a little time to think through any passion projects that commissioners want to bring to the work plan for 2023. Some of those could be projects that we've done in the past, but maybe there are some ideas for something new. And so I'd like to open the table for discussion on that. Maybe a good question to begin is there anything from our previous work plans that we would like to continue doing?
Sorry. I did just forward the email to the Arts Commission email address. So if anybody has access to their email, they should be able to open it and pick up the file that you sent.
Okay.
Thank you. This is Glory, Commissioner Cancro. I really want to finish up the installation of the aluminum ducts. I'm happy to take the lead on that, and I need a partner or 2 or 3 people would be fantastic, but with just one other person, we could totally do it. Is there anybody who'd like to help me finish that up this year? So all that entails, the ducts have been painted by community members, and they're stacked and stored still in
my garage.
They're in your garage. Okay, I knew they got moved. I thought they got moved. Okay, they are currently stored. All of them? You have all of them?
I think I have all of them because we put up the senior already.
Oh my gosh, Stephanie. Okay, we need to get them out of Stephanie's garage. So they still need to be sealed. Mm-hmm. And that involves buying a sealant, either a spray or a roll-on, sealing them, letting them dry, and then the paint that they were painted with shouldn't fade. The ones that we've had up for a while, you can tell which ones have been painted with house paint because they're not fading, so they look pretty good. So once they're painted, they should be good to go. And if we install them with the aluminum zip ties that Stephanie bought, they'll be bomber and they'll stay up forever. So we already have the wall, the retaining wall along Highway 410 and Sumner Buckley Highway approved. And that's where we started duck flocks. And I would like to just continue those flocks along that fence so that it looks more complete. Also have beautiful plaques that Stephanie got created for us that need to be installed as well. So it's the ducks and the plaques. And I don't necessarily need to wait till we have good weather because that's never going to happen. Like, I don't mind doing it as long as it's not pouring down rain. Like, that's pretty much the only thing that could stop us. I would pre-drill 2 or 3 holes in each one at home. So last time we did it, we brought the drill with us and we're up there on the side of the road. It was just kind of too much going on, trying to deal with drills and batteries dying. And so I would pre-drill them at home. So it's basically 2 work sessions. So one would be like a garage sealing them, drilling them, and then another would be actually on site installing them, which could all happen in one day. And I think if we did it all in one day, well, no, it couldn't, sorry. Sealant needs to dry. It'd have to be 2 different sessions. And I'm happy to answer any more questions about what else needs to happen, but that's basically it. It's just one person holding the duck while the other person zip ties it. And if you have a third person down across the street that can kind of spot it and be like, that duck's crooked, move it, it's kind of helpful so you don't have to run and look every single time. But is there anybody who would like to commit to being my project facilitator? No.
I can do it with you.
Oh, wonderful, Jennifer. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Would I be able to like enlist some volunteers and bring my neighbors to force them to help a little bit?
Absolutely. I think community help is fantastic. I don't see any reason why not.
We were
if they're excited about the Arts Commission, they can join and help out with more projects.
We were trying to do the big give over Thanksgiving and it was all full. So they've all been trying to do something. So
yeah, this is this is the rewarding part. Like, they get to show up and do the fun part, like see it come together and like really create like a beautiful community art display. It's exciting to bring in other people. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Extra people would be great. As long as they aren't minors, because we're all on the side of the road and I don't feel safe having to deal with kids. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch. Okay.
Sounds good. Josh, did you have any ideas, or Jennifer, any ideas of your own that you want to submit?
I'd like to still finish the utility box wraps. I just think, there was a lot of stuff done on it, and I think I got the final list from David as far as which locations. I've obviously the quotes probably have changed in price with, the 10% inflation that we've had. So I don't know what the price is now for those things, but we might want to revisit getting a new quote. And I guess they would need to measure it anyways to get an accurate quote. As far as the contest portion, I got your text message. Sorry, I responded late, Stephanie, but I thought the idea that you guys spoke about was good about just kind of moving forward with the schools first. I think that's what the concept was here. Let me see.
Yeah, the Historical Society had been working on art. I think we decided last time that they hadn't gotten far enough to have a refined, workable piece of art yet, but they're one group we could approach that might be able to respond pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I still like the idea that of just opening it up to the public to kind of submit artwork and have different artists in the area be able to submit for that. And now that we've obviously have elapsed the previous year, I think we're starting over anyways, budget-wise. Like, I think that money is gone from previous, right? As far as I'm under, yeah. David's shaking his head. For submissions, I think we still want to build the form online and all that stuff. So I don't know, David, how that would work. Do I need to come up with questions for your form? Like, do I give you the form, build it out like in a Word document, and then have you rebuild it on the CMS, or what's best for you?
This is going to be a question for Debbie, since she knows how to do the seamless docs now, and I have no clue.
You know what you want on there?
You just need to know what, okay.
Yep.
And then, yeah, and build a page and all that stuff, right? Okay. So then I can start working on that portion as well. But we'll just need to kind of talk about solidifying dates for submissions and then what other qualifiers we want to include.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like as we reviewed all of the work that you did already on it last year, that everybody was in agreement with the direction it was going. Do you need help to move it forward?
I think just, yeah, what I can do is, draft everything and send it. Is that something I would send to the whole commission or to you, and then you would send to you and then you'd build it? Okay. So do I need to run it through the commission for approval? Okay. Okay.
I just needed in time to build it. So it's not like a 1-day turnaround.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I still need to, I guess I could just kind of look at what we've done at Kent and just kind of mimic that. So.
Melissa Deckman has shared a couple of resources on the Arts Commission Facebook page of the Pierce County Call to Artists that they did just recently, and I think might still be in process. And there might be some ideas there as well, if you want to take a look at the Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page?
Yes.
Facebook.
Is it a group or a page?
Oh.
It's a group.
Oh.
Is it private, though? Isn't that the issue? We couldn't make it. It's just for us as commissioners to kind of like
Okay.
share stuff. Like, we can't really
Big Arts Commission.
link it to the public.
I will look for that.
Okay.
Is it just called the Bonney Lake Arts Commission?
Yes, actually,
I think I have to invite you to it.
I think I actually sent you a friend request because I think I couldn't find you to invite you to the group. I'm not allowing me to invite you to the group, but I think Glory can do that also. Glory, did you get added as an admin?
I became added. So David printed off these work plans for us, Stephanie. Thank you for putting this all together. The only thing it's missing is, there's the duck flock installation. Never mind. It says not started.
Well, yeah, we didn't track. So the work plan was a work in progress. With, we didn't even have I don't even think we got as far as to assign leads to each of the projects.
Yeah.
And so we just had such a hard time getting traction this last year. So it's obviously been started. That's actually almost finished. So, Jennifer, did you want to add any ideas for consideration?
I don't know what's really been done in the past. I did just find that Facebook group, so I'm gonna hopefully join that, and then I'll see kind of what's on there. Hopefully, and I don't know if we can revisit that.
Mm-hmm.
I think
After maybe I can see what's been done in the past. That would be helpful. Um,
your clearest example or like write up of what's been done is the work plan that David emailed out.
This one?
Yeah, so there's the artist gallery, the one I've been working on, and Melissa was interested in maybe taking that over. The duck flock installation, which will be done this year, or it can continue if somebody wants to continue it, cutting more ducks and all of that. The vinyl wrap project, the art attunes at taps, beautify Bonney Lake, the Medal of Arts Award, Arttober, possible artist receptions, and the gingerbread house contest. So
Mm-hmm.
quite a
Artist
lot.
reception.
Well, we've had art receptions here where we had a like a group art show open to the public.
Like a gallery type of thing?
Yeah, we at the Justice Center of this first, second, and third floors, we displayed just community members' photography and paintings and some sculpture, and just opened that up to the public to use, for a one-time event. We had music, food. It was absolutely a huge hit. There was like hundreds of people here. We had a band, and it seemed to really be meet a need that the community had of getting together. So we put that on in the very, very beginning when I first joined the Arts Commission, kind of as a way of just testing the water to see if this was something that the community would be interested in, and also to get permission from the city to start using this space as a gallery space. So that kind of helped get that ball rolling of showing the way that this space could multitask as a gallery as well as a public works building or whatever this is, Justice Center. So that could mean a lot of different things. An artist reception can look like just bringing in one artist and doing a reception, or doing group shows like we did before, but we've had two. So one we did was that big one, and then we did a smaller one. And I'm happy to talk more about how we made that work, and how we found the artists, and how we found the band, and all this stuff, and how we paid for everything. And but it's exciting to see this building used for the public, because it really worked well. Like, we had a band downstairs, but with a big open gallery like this, the music just filled the whole place, and it worked awesome for an event. I thought it was amazing.
Cool.
But it was a lot of work. What is you said you found the Bonney Lake Arts Commission on Facebook. What is it actually titled? I can't find it. Maybe it's in my groups.
Bonney Lake Arts Commissioners.
Commissioners. Okay.
Yeah.
So some of the items on the previous work plans include the gingerbread house contest, which I think there was some interest with Melissa Munson Merritt on our last meeting about exploring that for this next year. The STEM fair, stormwater, which I think was an art contest sponsored by the city. Are those things that we're interested in continuing to participate in as judges for those events? Or is there going to be a stormwater art contest this year?
The stormwater is for the calendars that come out every year. And so
Okay.
usually, it's towards the middle of the year is when they do it. And I think that's usually someone from Public Works just presents the artworks, and then you guys vote on them.
Okay.
I think this year I actually sent out huge files of all of the different pieces of art at one point in time to see if anybody wanted to vote on them, and just send me back which numbers. It was pretty informal.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that, but I would like to keep that one on the radar for for this year.
Which one
And then
is
the
that
thing,
on? Is that on this list?
actually is on an older work plan.
Oh,
That
okay.
that one just kind of piqued my interest. It's something that we haven't talked about, to my knowledge, not since I've been a commissioner. So,
I know at some point in time when it does come up, the Public Works said that they would get in touch with me to help run judging. So when that comes out, I'll just bring it to you guys, whether it's in a group email or to a meeting, and you guys can judge. And you don't necessarily need to have it on a work plan. And if you want
okay,
to judge and add votes, then that would be great. And if not, no worries.
okay, great. Kids Club. One of the items on a previous work plan was providing art projects for the Kids Club over the summer. Is that in the plan for this summer? And is that something that there's a need for?
Is that like the lake taps type of thing? Tunes at taps. Is that similar? Like, because we would do I think you guys did projects at
It
lake
might be
taps for kids.
sponsored thing. I'm not sure who puts that on.
Which one?
David, do you know what I'm talking about?
Where are you looking, Stephanie? Kids Club?
Well, the Kids Club, I know I've seen it in the City of Bonney Lake calendar every summer, and I think it happens at the was it called City Park?
Alan York. So
Did I-
Kids Club is the Monday night entertainment series that we provide the youth, very similar to the Wednesday night Tunes at Taps. Kids Club, we try to have no booths at all down there because we don't want the kids distracted by commercial booths saying, "Come buy our cotton candy from us," and that. And so we haven't had any booths there. The only booths we've had were at the Wednesday night concerts and at Bonney Lake Days, which just recently I did find out we will be doing Bonney Lake Days again this year. So, as part of the work plan, if anyone is interested, it would be nice to have a chalk art contest again. I do have the chalk boards. We could see if anybody here is interested, and or if maybe Susie might be interested. And if nobody's interested, it's okay. We just won't run a chalk art contest at Bonney Lake Days this year. So
When is
Okay.
that?
it'll be August 25th and 6th, I think, whatever the weekend is right before Labor Day. And that will be our last event of the summer. So there won't be a weekly concert after that.
Stephanie, would you be able to add that to the work plan as a project we've done in the past?
The Bonney Lake Days
Bonney Lake Days chalk art contest, yeah.
it is on a previous work plan. I would like to create a new work plan for 2023 that only represents what we're actually going to be working on this year.
Oh, I guess I meant more like so that since all the commissioners haven't had a chance to look over all the projects we've done in the past to decide what they're going to be interested in this year and the coming years, I guess I was thinking if you added it,
Okay.
then they could look and see, hey, is that an idea I want to do? And then we can.
It's in the email, isn't it? Isn't it the Word document?
Yeah, it's in the email that
Is this
David
one-
sent.
Oh,
So this one has like everything.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's
Yeah, I think that would just be a project list
yeah,
versus work plan.
yeah.
It had some good ideas on it though that I thought were interesting. So, and then the other one was Beautify Bonney Lake. I would like to. I would like to see if, you know, rather than committing and then canceling for lack of commissioner leadership, would like to just commit to the things that we know that we can succeed at. Beautify Bonney Lake is something I think we've been a part of for several years now, but we didn't this last year. And I think it just really comes down to a lack of commissioner like ownership of that particular event. So Is that anything? Is that something we want to keep on the work plan for this year? Or do you have any thoughts about it anyway?
We so my daughter, my daughter and I attended the one previous year, and that was a lot of fun. But I did notice like we're kind of in a weird spot, and
There was some bad communication with organizing of that, and but yeah, between Melissa Beckman has been the one that has been pretty involved. So it sounds to me like we're going to need to maybe make some phone calls mid-month and just kind of chat through a little bit more with people that have previously been interested, and let them know we kind of need to know soon what people are willing to do. Yeah.
Is it okay, just from as far as protocol is concerned, I can reach out to the individuals who seemed interested in the projects that we've talked about already and see if they're interested in taking leadership of them, and then, bring that up maybe for closure at the next meeting.
Protocol? Any reason why we couldn't call people?
Correct. Yeah. We don't have to make these decisions in this meeting.
Well, it's maybe not a decision, but it's just a chance to call and talk to people, chat with them, let them know, hey, can you decide by the next meeting, and let everybody know. It's just a conversation. There's no decision being made necessarily over the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I can break that up with you and call some of the people.
Okay. Yeah. Let's take, I guess, a little time to review the work plans in the email and kind of think through if there's anything there that you want to take the lead on, and then we can circle back around to that in our next meeting. I have to apologize because I accidentally skipped over the old and continuing business item on the agenda, which included the utility boxes, which we did get an update on. So thank you for bringing that up, Josh.
Yeah, no worries.
The bylaws final draft is something that we need to, do we need to review that, David, or are we just voting on that? Or?
It's what you voted on at the last meeting, and so I was just bringing you the final revisions as they were voted on, so you could actually see what they were. Okay. And those are currently waiting to go to the council to be codified. And the city clerk is actually making a couple of minor tweaks because it's ordinance versus resolution, and she's just trying to make everything all the same across all of the commissions. So as they're written, they're ready to go to council.
Okay, so we don't need to necessarily review those.
No.
If you can on your own, maybe go and read the bylaw revisions. And but yeah, we voted on those last month, so those are in November.
Maybe I'm not understanding this. I'm just looking at that one amendment that we did for the three members to be a quorum. When I read that section 3, in order to constitute a quorum, a majority of the 5 to 9 member board must be present. But then it says 3 members of the commission shall constitute a quorum. Should I say 3 instead of 5 to 9?
Yeah, yes, it should. I need to open that.
Yeah, I don't have it open, so I think you're correct, Josh.
Okay. I just because I know that was one of the biggest changes. I was like making sure.
Yeah, it was, and that could just be the way I forgot to strike something out when I.
Okay, no worries. And maybe it's the way it's rendering on my phone. It might not be showing all the stuff. So okay.
I will double check with Sadie tomorrow to make sure that it's written as we've intended. So.
Yeah, I do believe it's probably a phone. It's how it's rendering the PDF or the document, because it is showing up as a strike through.
Okay, yeah. So it's just rendering weird on my phone. Thank you.
So back to new business. The annual presentation to the City Council. My experience with this is limited, but so I'm not sure I understand the purpose behind the presentation. Is it an update?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about that, or at least what I know, and feel free to jump in, anybody that knows more. It serves as an update to the council. Also, it's a great time for us to explain, where the funds have gone, what we've used the funds for, the impact that we've made through our volunteer hours, the impact we've made through city funds in the community. It's a chance to also petition for maybe even new projects, new funds for new projects. It's really important opportunity to. I've seen it. I see it as a really important chance to keep our voices out there, keep our work as a commission like in front of the council members and the mayor. It's something that we just don't cross paths that often with the rest of the city, and it's a great chance to just describe what we've been doing all year, make sure that they know, hey, we're still active, we're still here, we're still doing things. And because we've changed, so, our commissioners as well have changed a lot. So it really gives us, if the more commissioners that show up, it's just a chance to kind of like meet and greet and show our faces. And the council members love it. Mayor loves it. It's always been a really positive time. We were able to show up. I've put it together the last few years. Can't remember. And it's just a Google slideshow of photos of what we've done throughout the year, and as well as budget, and just celebrating what we've done. And then last year we ended up doing a 2-year presentation because of COVID. I don't think we did any presentation. So there was, even in 2 years, there wasn't a lot to report because of COVID. So it shouldn't take long, but it really involves like texting people, getting photos. Hey, you did that project. Do you have any pictures from that? And trying to gather photos together, and also get, a budget breakdown, and just do kind of a simple budget breakdown. So.
Okay. And is that presented in February at the council meeting?
I think so.
Is that set, or do we have flexibility on that date?
Totally flexible.
Oh, good. That's next. That's like a couple weeks.
Okay, so we should definitely make a presentation. I wasn't aware that the commission presented to the council last year.
Did we not do it last year?
No, Gloria did it last year.
I did. That was last year.
I want to say it was like the end of January meeting.
Okay.
Early February.
And that covered the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Kind of remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that happened.
Somebody remember things. I don't remember things. I'm not able to put that together this year, but I'm happy to share photos that I have. We've got. When was the garbage can day? That was fall of 2020.
Was it 2020 or 2021?
Something.
21.
Because we didn't do Beautify Bonney Lake this year.
No, it was 21. Yeah.
Yeah. So whoever's putting it together this year, it involves lots of phone calls and chatting with people, seeing what projects people have done, and how to get photos from them.
Okay. Okay.
Most of what we did this year is really keep the commission alive by changing some bylaws. It's still something to talk about. It's still something to celebrate. The work that you've done, Stephanie, to really kind of make some changes that are helping keep this going. So it doesn't necessarily. We can put a pretty picture with it, picture of some artwork.
I have a great picture of you from the meeting behind the desk.
There we go. In the mayor's seat.
Okay. Yeah, maybe, Gloria, can you and I maybe get together and talk through, or you can just send me what you've done, and then I can let you know if I have any questions or whatnot. Any other comments about the annual presentation before we move on?
No, if you need help with any design stuff, I can help with that. So.
Awesome.
Like for Google Doc.
Like a slideshow. Yeah, like if we'd wanted to do a custom slideshow or something.
Yeah, mine are basic. I'm like, I put words. Look at that.
Templates are great. Thank you, Josh. I will probably take you up on that. So the last thing on the list is the anti-harassment and technology policies review. We were asked to review those policies, and will I be able to verbally acknowledge my acceptance, or do I need to stop by and sign that at some point? Debbie?
Yeah, I need them signed.
Okay.
So if you've read them, I can email. I don't know if you're able to. If I email them to you, you can sign them and return them to me. I can take it that way. They can wait till the next meeting and get signed.
Okay.
Lori,
I can
you're
sign it digitally. Do you need to send them to me separately, or shall I sign them in the agenda packet?
I mean, if you can sign them, yeah, that's fine. You can send them to me. And Glory and Josh, have you guys read them
When was that sent?
on Friday
Friday.
with the packet?
No, I haven't had a chance.
Okay.
When do you need that signed by? As soon as I can.
Last week.
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
I got it.
We'll bring them. I'll have the hard copies at the next meeting too. Then.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Quick side note to go backwards here for a moment. The presentation Gloria did last year ended up being pushed out to March 22nd.
Oh, okay.
And Paradise was closed for an adventure she was going on.
How do you remember that?
Pull up the email.
Oh, that's
Debbie, on the
right. I had a whole trip planned and they closed it. Yeah.
for the technology policy, can you send the page we need to sign, because it says acknowledgement, see following page, and then there isn't a following page.
Oh yeah, because I took it off because I figured I'd have hard copy. You know, I'd have the hard copy.
Okay. Because the
I'll
other one
email-
has the signature page
Okay.
on it, because I can
Probably just take it off
electronically
then. Okay.
sign it
I'll
and
email
send it
that
to you.
then. It'll be Friday.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, it seems like maybe we don't have it. One thing I wanted to accomplish this evening is maybe talk about some budget allocation, but let's kind of finalize the work plan over the next couple weeks, and then next month we can talk about how to allocate the budget to get the projects that we determine our priority done this year. So
I have a question, Stephanie. Are you saying that you're willing to take on the end of the year report to the city council?
I am. Yes. I mean,
not alone. Of course, I'll help, but I just want to make sure.
Yes, I need to look at the calendar and to see where the council meetings fall, and make sure that that I'm available. I know I have a commitment early in March that's going to take me out of town again. Anyway, I need to look at the calendar. But yes, my yes is.
I think in order to present the city with like our work plan, we would, if we still need we still need. So our next meeting would be February 22nd. If we had the end of the year report or presentation after the 22nd, then we would have some more clear, like, hey, here's a year ahead, maybe.
Yeah, I believe we voted to move our meetings to the third Wednesday of the month, which would mean it's the 15th.
Oh, okay. Great.
I wanted to actually mention that and make sure that we have that scheduled, or make sure that's on everybody's radar. So February 15th.
Okay, so then that would make it even sooner to be able to have a presentation. What week does the city council meet?
They do
First and-
meetings, I believe, are first and third, and workshops are second and fourth, I believe.
Oh, so we would have to wait to the 1st of March to do a presentation? If we waited for our next
Workshops are
meeting?
First, I thought they were second.
I think that's probably okay because we're already at the end of January. So
Yeah,
if we
there's no rush to do the presentation. It's really what you guys feel comfortable and confident in being able to put together the presentation.
Yeah, just maybe pencil in that date.
okay.
And I had a question too. In the previous meeting, we talked about inactive commissioners and all that stuff. Did we ever resolve that? No. Okay.
David, do you remember? I was going to bring this up, and then I thought maybe I'll just refer back to the old minutes. But there's so many unexcused absences before we can request that somebody be removed from the commission. There's only one individual, I think, at this point that we haven't heard from him or seen him in a year, probably, and that's Rodrigo.
Right. And the three that let us know that they weren't going to be able to make it, a motion has to be made to excuse them and seconded and then voted on.
Gotcha.
So that's the usual protocol. Then it's in the minutes and it shows who's been excused, who hasn't. Sometimes something happens and like we might get an email tomorrow saying, sorry, I missed it. Something came up, Doesn't mean that can't be excused later.
Okay, so do we have to have three then motions to excuse or unexcuse as well, or just?
So you can do one motion to excuse ABC. You can, just because they didn't send in something doesn't mean you can't excuse them also. It's completely up to you guys.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we don't have. So we did reduce the size of our commission, correct? 5 to 9, or did we leave it? I'm sorry, I need to go back to the notes.
I believe we left it at its 11 max, with the idea that as long as there was 3, you could conduct business.
Okay. So we could potentially fill Rodrigo's spot and
Louise.
we could fill those spots with new.
And then Caitlin's spot will become available here shortly as the student spot.
Okay.
And so a conversation should probably happen to figure out what her plans are for the fall, to see if she would like to be appointed to a non-student position if she's going to be around.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So even though it says 2025, but because she's graduating, is that what it is?
Yeah, she can only be a student position while she's at school.
Okay, so that's what it is. Okay.
And I believe she's a senior this year.
She is.
The time
Yeah, and
along.
she's been appointed twice, I think, now. So
Yeah, she's been great. So Debbie, do we need to go back and motion to excuse these absences then? Is that the right thing to do?
Yes.
Okay. So can we get a motion to excuse Lori Sully, Melissa Deckman, Caitlin Wolford, and Melissa Munson Merritt?
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. I make a motion to approve the excusal.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Hi.
And no opposed. Okay. Fantastic. So how do we close this out?
Oh, I have one announcement though. I did send out an email. Our planning and building supervisor, Jason Sullivan, is looking to see if we can get one representative from the Art Commission to serve on the Parks, Trails, and Open Space Steering Committee. They'll meet at night, maybe 3 to 4 times this year.
They just meet once?
Yeah, they'll meet 3 to 4 times this year.
I'm sorry, yeah.
The first one he's trying to get at the end of February, and like I said, it will be in the evening.
I actually am interested in at least participating in the first one to see to hear more about it. But there can be more than one of us.
No, there can be one. That's all they have room for. It's a small steering committee, so they're just looking for one. Yeah, from here, one from the planning, and they're because the park was discontinued, they're still taking one of the park commissioners, old park commissioners on it too, and then there's a couple other people. So yeah, it's not a big, yeah.
Thank you, Debbie.
Okay, so I'll defer that to anybody else who's interested. But know that if nobody else is interested, I will gladly take that spot.
You can take it. Yeah.
Debbie, can you help me understand? Maybe you clarified it and I missed it. So then Commissioner Yanez and Commissioner Albright were not excused. Is that?
Well, Commissioner Albright shouldn't have been on the list because that's what's already vacant.
She
And then
resigned.
Commissioner Yanez is not excused.
So we basically didn't excuse.
So you don't need to vote on it.
We don't need to vote on that.
You're just voting to excuse who you choose to excuse.
And so that shows up as an unexcused
yes.
absence. Okay. And then how many unexcused absences till we can remove somebody from?
They said 2.
You said 2.
believe the new bylaws say after 2.
Okay.
Maybe if we reach out to them. Yeah.
I've tried reaching out as well.
Yeah.
Stephanie, I did have one last thing for the good of the order. And this is probably a question for David. I'm curious if we have an equity, inclusion, and help me with the other one.
Diversity,
Equity, and inclusion training required through the city. I would love to add that if it's not required.
There's not one that I'm aware of.
The city is not required to have any diversity, equity, or inclusion training for any of its staff?
I don't think so.
What's up, Bonney Lake?
not
Really?
that
I
I
thought that was
recall.
like state, like mandatory. They don't do that in Kent?
Oh, we do.
Oh, yeah, they do
Yeah,
in Kent.
we do.
I mean, they don't not do that in Kent. Okay, I want to look into that because I feel like as a committee representing cultural aspects, it's really critical that we be educated in that. Thank you.
So are you proposing that we require that of the commissioners?
Yes, I am proposing that we require diversity, equity, and inclusion training as part of our welcome packet and as part of our.
What would that look like? A packet to read and acknowledge, or a training to attend, or?
Yeah, I'd have to look into that. I'm assuming it's like a virtual training. Is that what?
We've done a few different ones in Kent. One was what was her name? Erin. I can't remember her last name, but she did it in person, and then we did also during COVID we did a recorded one. But we also have a race and equity team now that we hired that is on our staff, and then they lead different trainings.
Race and equity team? You call them?
Yeah.
Is that something the city, are there funds involved in that? Does the city do that?
So we have, like I said, we have a race and equity manager and a race and equity assistant.
So do you think just for a diversity, equity, and inclusion training, do you think would be city funds needed for just like a pamphlet or like
unless like the county, has something available, yeah, because it's definitely paid for training.
Okay, I'll look into that.
Sounds good.
And just a quick update, I did look on the website to confirm workshops are on the 1st and 3rd Meetings are second and fourth.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So Debbie's right, as usual. So they talk about it, then vote about it. Talk about it, vote about it.
Okay.
So do we go to a meeting or a
Correct.
workshop?
It would be a
Okay.
meeting presentation.
So it would be March 8th.
It would be whatever meeting you are available to go to that the council has space available.
Okay. Got it.
So don't feel like you have to get something ready quickly just to make it to a March meeting. Again, it's not a super important presentation. It's just a good presentation to give at some point in time during the spring.
In the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, anything else before we adjourn?
Kraken are going to beat the Canucks tonight.
All right. So do I have to, how do I close the meeting? Motion? Or what's the official?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:03.
Second.
Josh?
Okay. Do we vote on this?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. And
Any
now-
opposed? No. Nobody's opposed.
All right. Thank you all.
All right, thank you.
Bye.